In this video, we're going to talk about how to juggle family time and work time. If you're like me, working from home and lockdown and all that has been quite difficult. And I've certainly struggled, and I found myself getting very, very grumpy because I would be working at the kitchen table or in my office, and the kids would come home and they'd want to talk to me and I'd have work to do. And in my head, it was like, look, I'm working. You're coming into my office to distract me when I'm at work. You wouldn't do this if I was at the work office. But I was mental. What the reality was, I was at home. So they couldn't tell that I was at work because it was just dad's at home. So why wouldn't I go and talk to dad? So I had the problem, not them. And it made me realize, okay, I'm actually in their home. They're not in my office. So I need to think about not only my mental health and my approach to this. I need to make time for my family. I need to establish routines. I need to communicate with them when I am available and when I'm not. And that kind of discipline, because we lose that from working from home because everything kind of blurs together. But we need to build back those boundaries and both mentally and physically install them and stick to them for our own sanity. What I would say is if you want to, start with this, here's a few things that have worked for me, which you'd like to try. The first thing is having a sort of commute to work, as you want to call it. So when you drop the kids at work, if you walk to the school with them and walk back, that could act as your daily commute. You might find you drop them off, you go and sit in a coffee shop, grab a coffee and come home, or you come home, park up and you just do a lap of the block. But that sort of 5 to 10 minute break from dropping them off to coming back again, it gives you that kind of mental reset of like, I'm in work mode. It's like I've communicated, I've gone to work, and now I'm at work. So that mental break between family time and then coming back to the house is very, very important and very effective. So I would always build in this kind of commute to and from work. And the same when I would pick them up, I would do the same thing, come back in, and now I was away from work and at home and I was dad and I could focus on them. And it's a little trick to play, but it made a massive difference in kind of mentally organizing my focus and what I wanted to get done. I would also say as part of this, it's you're going to miss the kind of office small talk. So catching up with friends and being social is massive. And that doesn't have to be physically, because that's time consuming, but it's so important to make time for sort of basically chatting shit and office gossip and all that kind of stuff through Zoom calls. And that would be simple as like having a Zoom call and a coffee with a couple of friends. It doesn't have to take an hour. You can have 20 minutes. But it's so important to replace, now that we've replaced the commute, we need to replace the social interaction so we don't feel isolated and go a bit crazy. So that's the second thing. When we're working, it's crucial we get stuff done. So with this in mind, I would apply Parkinsons Law. Now, Parkinsons Law is the law that a task will take the time allocated to it. A good example is when you're a kid and you've been set homework for the summer. And I've got the entire summer holidays to do that homework. So I'm going to wait till the night before to do it. We've all been there, yeah? But if you said, well, you've got 2 months to do the homework, or you've got 2 days, or even 2 hours to do the homework, you can fit that homework within that time frame and get it done. And the point being is, by using Parkinson's Law, you can set yourself short and efficient deadlines where you can do focused work and get work done early, instead of allowing the deadlines to set themselves where there's no energy and the work kind of, I'll get it done slowly throughout the day. There is a massive difference between saying, I'll get the work done by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning versus I'll get the work done by lunchtime. You can always get the work done faster because with less time, you get better at decision making and eliminating tasks that don't matter. And so that's massively important. If you're going to do that quality work, it's really important that you stick to your deadlines and take them seriously, and you eliminate all distractions. So if you're working, communicate that with your family. Let them know that, okay, I'm working now because the door's shut. So I don't want to be disturbed. I'm going to leave my phone outside. I'm not going to check email. And I'm going to really try and get some sort of deep work going and be really focused. I always say treat it like a school exam. When you do the exam, they say to you, go in with everything you need, but you can't take any distractions like a phone or anything else like that. So again, if you're doing work, get everything you need in advance, go into your office and get the work done. Leave all the distractions outside and tell the people that you live with, please don't disturb me for the next hour because I'm working and it's really important. And if you do all that, you get a combination of like concentrated work, no distractions, and you get stuff done. When it comes to time, we also want to, like I said, respect the deadlines, but we need to block out time for family and for fitness and for fun. It's so important that when the kids come home, I'm not working. So I've managed to build a schedule which is kind of worked around their day. So I will get up early and work for an hour before they wake up. Then I won't do any work. Then in the morning, I'll make time that me and my wife spend some time together having a cup of tea and a chat. I'll then work till lunchtime. I'll work after lunch. When they come home at 3, I'll stop working until after dinner because I want to spend time talking to them. And then I'll probably do another couple of hours in the evening from, say, 6 till 8. And that schedule works for me. And within that schedule, I've got time if I want to do a run or do some exercise. And together, myself and my wife and my kids, we've built a schedule that works so that I'm not working when they're around. And I've still got time for me and my wife as well. So you can actually build a schedule that works for you by eliminating, okay, when am I needed by my family? When have I got quiet time? When have I got downtime? What works? And communicate and build a schedule that works for you. And if you're open and you're easy to work with and you're fairly responsive, most people will respect that. I would also say that it's this thing of when you're doing the work. So the two thing is like give full attention to the work and then communicate your working schedule to people around you. So such as I'm only going to check my emails twice a day, but in emergencies, you can phone my mobile. That will eliminate a lot of sort of unnecessary backwards and forth. And then also time wise, when you're not working, be 100% present. Put the phone down if you can, switch it off, leave it in the office. Nothing is that urgent. You'll hear the phone ring if someone needs to get hold of you. But being present with your family is massive because if you're not really present, the relationships aren't being built. And what you find is when you go to bed, you just feel guilty because you sense that, like, why was I scrolling on social media when I should have been talking to my kids about their day at school? So that's a big one. Be very deliberate, as in when I'm working, I'm full on. When I'm not, I'm full off. And that's very, very helpful. And then that would be it, really. They're the main things that you're doing. You build that schedule to suit you and your family. You make sure that you eliminate distractions and you give it 100% focus to what you're doing by establishing hard deadlines. And then within that schedule, as you improve, make time for socializing, make time for exercise, make time for fun, and make time for business development. Start to consider selling stuff online, maybe doing mini courses, growing an audience. All of these things will help keep you sane and productive, and you'll become closer to your family. So that's the way I've coped with working from home, and I'd thoroughly recommend it.